think too many people are out there dating with no intention.
You're right.
And I was one of them.
Okay.
You know, I was, full transparency. You know.
Yeah.
I was that. You know.
I think I might still be one of them.
It's all right. Hey, it's a process, man. Well, everything's a process.
Yeah,
you know.
I've kind of gone back to that casual dating. I've been married. You know, I was married.
It's a process, dude. You'll get there. You know, but at least knowing that thought's there now.
But yeah, I made the ultimate commitment, right? Several times. Yeah. I've only been married once, but I was planning to propose to the mother of my child at some point, but it didn't work out. So I'm no stranger to making that commitment. That's not a problem for me. But I'm kind of at a point in my life where I'm enjoying my freedom, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I am the most financially successful I've ever been, which is huge for me. You know, struggling. I struggled all through my 20s, my early 30s. Tom was there for me at my lowest point, right?
And Tom's awesome.
Yeah, Tom's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
So that. Plus the fact that, I have my legacy now. My son is here. He's awesome.
Yes.
Although I would prefer if we had a whole family for him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it didn't work out. So now I'm kind of at a point where it's like, I'm kind of living that free agent lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to stay there for a while.
Yeah.
Or forever. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
So I am one of those guys, unfortunately, who is now kind of dating without the intention of a long-term commitment or relationship. But I'm intentionally doing that.
Yeah, there you and you're letting them know.
Exactly.
And there you go.
Exactly.
So that full transparency, like, it's like, hey, just to be transparent with you, I'm, just this is my situation.
Yeah.
And I think as long as you're upfront about that gives them the opportunity to make their own decision.
I am very upfront about that. Yeah.
And that's the great thing about, being an older gentleman is like, we don't have to lie anymore. We can be like straight up.
Very true.
Like we just
Very true.
Like, hey, this is the situation, man. We never had to lie before. We shouldn't have. But, to some degree, I think when you're younger, you do on some things.
Yeah, when you're young, you kind of got to play the game.
Yeah,
right?
you end up playing. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it is, because you're young and unless you're looking, most young dudes aren't looking for long term. They're looking to play the game. They're looking for the short term. And so when you're doing
they're still trying to establish themselves, you know, and it's like, to do that, they would, you know what, maybe if they, if they had the right, woman come along and help them establish themselves. But most of the time, when you're younger, it's really hard to find that right woman to come along and help you establish yourself, man. I guess you got to be looking for, you got to be, aware and know what you want. You got to be intentional.
You have to be intentional.
And I think maybe that's the problem. Like when we're younger, we're not intentional. So like, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit everything.
Yeah.
So,
it's very true. It's like a shotgun. It's like a buckshot blast. You just turn and blow. You're hitting everything. That's what these young dudes are doing these days.
Oh, dude.
A lot of the young women, too.
I did it, man.
They're hitting everything.
I was hitting everything at one point. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But the other thing I said after this, where I wrote this thing about my wife, my future wife, is I heard this prayer. It woke me up in the, because sometimes I listen to, I go on YouTube and I listen to these prayers when I sleep.
Yeah.
And man, this one guy, man, he has like this, I don't know what his name is, man, but he has like this voice, dude. Like it just like puts me to sleep, bro. Okay. It's like calming. Right. It's calming, dude. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and this part of the prayer was like, it was almost like God woke me up to hear that. and it said like, give me prayer in the moments when I feel like holding on to things I should let go of.
Sure.
May the Holy Spirit press upon my heart. So he was speaking this in his prayer on YouTube.
Okay.
And I was
you woke up in the middle of the night, you heard that part. And
it just, out of my sleep, that message right there just hit me. And I was like, and it was right after I had made this list.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, so I was like, because so many times we look back, and it's like, just like keep moving forward, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why that stuff back there didn't work out. If you think about it, a lot of times that connection that you had that didn't work out, you guys connected for the wrong reasons. So, that connection's really not there.
Yeah, if you think about the origin of that connection, that's a good point. That is a good point. Sometimes we just
friendships,
we just kind of focus on the end result, but we don't really look at what led to that. What was what started it all? No,
even in ourselves, it's like, why did you even have that relationship in the beginning? And I looked back on a lot of my relationships, and I was like, man, I got with this girl because I was just physically attracted to her and I wanted to have sex with her. And then I tried to build a relationship.
Dude, it's so funny you said that because I actually had this thought recently where I was thinking about the events that led up to me meeting my ex-wife, and none of them were good.
Oh boy.
The reason why we got together, it was all toxic. It was all terrible reasoning. I mean, I was in a bad place and she was in a bad place, and together, we were like, okay, well, we're going to do this, but because we were in such dire straits at that point, nothing good could have come of that. And I mean, it didn't, right? Wow. So I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about, like, how did I meet her? What were the circumstances and how did we meet? And I don't want to go into detail right now, but it was bad.
Okay.
It was bad.
Gotcha.
It was probably the lowest point in my life, from a substance abuse perspective, from like just a self, deprecation perspective. It was really bad, and that's how I met her, and she was at the same place, and we ended up in a relationship together. How can that go well? How could that ever turn out well? It didn't.
Nope.
It didn't. So yeah, the fact that you said that totally makes sense. Most people only think about or only dwell on the end result, but if you peel it back and you think about how you got there in the first place, it was probably worse than the end result. All right, like you were probably destined to fail because of how it all began, but nobody ever really thinks about how it all began.
Just get to the root of your why.
Right.
Like, why did I get with this woman?
Right.
Why?
How did that happen? How did it start?
Why did I get with this man? Like just ask yourself that question.
Yeah. So we were talking about your ideal woman. You had a list.
Okay.
And then you said you had a story.
Oh yeah, I got a story. Yeah, I got a story. So about 2 months ago, well, let's back it up even before that. My son just started driving. He's 17 years old.
Okay.
He was getting his license 2 months ago, and I was driving this 1999 Grand Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this?
You told me the story. You bought it and you offered it to him.
Yeah.
He didn't want it at first.
He didn't want it at first, man. Like, he was like, he's like, I don't want that. Thing's old, and his mom wanted me to go half with on a new vehicle for him. Not like a new vehicle, but like a used, like Honda or something.
Yeah.
But even used cars right now are super expensive.
Ridiculous.
So so she wanted me to, like, I think like $3,500, and then she put $3,500, and then even at $7,000, you can't count on that $7,000 car like functioning well.
Yeah, $7,000's pretty low for a used
pretty
vehicle.
low, I
days.
thought. Yeah, I was like,
days.
man, it just didn't sound right to me, man.
Right.
And I originally bought this Jeep Cherokee for him anyway. I used to have a 2013 Hyundai Elantra, and then I had bought this Jeep because my friend, he was going to junk it for like $250. I was like, dude, I'll give you $250. But
sure.
I was keeping it in my garage. I was barely driving. I would drive it sometimes, when but I really didn't use it. But then when I got in that car accident and my car got totaled, I started driving it. But when I started driving it, like, I started to realize everything that was wrong with it. And it was a process to get it running to where, like, to where it's at now. It runs excellent.
What do you think it cost you? So you said it was $250?
It was $250 that I gave my friend for it, but I would say I probably put like $4,000 into it to get it running correctly,
so
which is not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Still a good price.
And so in this meantime of these last 2 years that I had been driving it, every time something went wrong on it, I fixed it.
Yeah.
Well, I had it fixed. I didn't fix it. Like, right. I had a mechanic. So I was like, yo, the car is like, the truck is actually functioning very well, man. Like, like this is like, I drive it, if if you don't want it, I'll just keep it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's like, yeah, man, he's like, Dad, I don't want that Jeep. I'm good. I'm like, all right. And his mom's like, I can't believe you're going to, make him drive this Jeep. And I was like, you know what? I'm sticking to my guns. I'm like, this is what I could do for you. If you don't want it, okay. So about a month went by, and, it's about the time when he was about to get his license.
Yeah.
And he came back to me and he said, Dad, I'll take the Jeep.
Okay. Changed his mind.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, now, now I got to go find me another vehicle, man. And so I was like, it's going to take a little bit of time.
Right.
But so over the next 2 weeks to a month, I had it on my mind that I need to get a vehicle. And, I had bought a travel trailer, 30-foot travel trailer. Beautiful. I love it, man. I caught it for a deal. I haven't even used it yet, but I can't wait to use it.
Okay.
But
where do you think your first destination will be?
The mountains, man. I'm going to the mountains.
The mountains of what? The mountains of Florida? the mountains of Florida.
Probably Smokies, and then from the Smokies go into like Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe out to from there move out to the like Oregon area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
I
cool.
want to go out there, and then Cali.
Yeah.
So I just want to kind of like when I leave, man, I'm not coming back for a few months.
Gotcha.
Like I'm just gonna be gone, dude. Like, and I'm just gonna go enjoy it, man. And it's a dope trailer, man. I caught it for like a really good deal, so I went ahead and scooped it up.
Yep.
But I needed something to pull it.
Right.
And that 1999 Grand Jeep Cherokee was not going to do the job. So like I needed to get rid of that anyway. And it's good that my son needed a vehicle. So, that's when I came I went to Avis one day.
Yeah.
And I walked in and this big gray monster of a truck was just like looking at me. And I was just like, oh my God, like that's it right there. Like I was immediately like, this is it. Like I need no hesitation.
It's a dope
I was
truck.
like, this is it. Like I need this truck. So it's a 2020 Dodge Ram Rebel. And man, it's got like all the bells and whistles, man. And it can do everything, man. It's just.
So what does the Rebel part mean? Like that's limited, right? Like
some type of limited edition.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, it's got extra features above and beyond the standard.
It's basically the off-road.
Oh, okay.
It can do everything off-road. It's a 4x4.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like it has the Hemi.
Okay.
It's got but really, what really did it for me, man. I mean, I knew I liked it when I looked at it.
Yeah.
But when I opened the door and it had this red and black interior,
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that's sexy, dude. Like, and I've never spoiled myself with a car, bro. I was driving that 2013 Hyundai Elantra for years, man, and then I had the Jeep.
And then you had the Jeep.
Yeah, so I mean, before that though, I did have like a 76 Lincoln Continental. I had a 2-door coupe, and I had it like when I was real young, when I was like 21, bro. I had like a 76 black Lincoln Continental 2-door coupe on 22-inch rims. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that back seat was like a bed. And I used it as a bed.
I'm sure you used it.
I used it as a bed, yeah. And I would go out, man, and like just I'd roam Tampa, and just like be that guy.
That's
just driving down 7th Avenue in Ybor, like my music pumping. So I lived that life. I was young 20s, man.
right.
Yeah, big idiot. But like
most of us are idiots in our 20s. Jesus Christ, what a waste!
I put so much money into that old car, but I did sell it. I recouped some of my money, but I would have kept it, bro. But when I bought my house, it wouldn't fit in the garage.
No way.
It hung over. It was so long that it hung. It wouldn't fit in the garage.
You had like a shallow garage, huh?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was a 2-car garage, but it just
it was wide. It was wide, but it was girthy, but it wasn't long.
Yeah.
A shallow garage. Okay. I don't know anything about that.
Yo, that's funny, dude. But yeah, so like that's the reason why I sold it, man. Like I was like, and plus like, just like I had nowhere to park it. I probably, I was in a residential neighborhood, so like, like keeping it outside in the I didn't have a lot of land or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So it would have just been in the way.
Okay.
So I got rid of it, man. Unfortunately, but it had that red and black interior though.
Yeah.
It was more maroon, but it had like it was black and it kind of reminds me of the truck a little bit.
Yeah,
that red.
You got the Rebel.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.